Imagine standing in a room with no electricity, no wires hidden in walls, no switches, no screens glowing in the dark, only flickering oil lamps casting unstable shadows across clay walls. Now imagine someone places a small clay jar on a wooden table. It looks ordinary, almost forgettable, but inside that jar, two metals are reacting, and that reaction by modern definition produces electricity. If that sounds impossible, good, because impossible objects are where history starts becoming uncomfortable. Tonight, we are not asking whether ancient people were clever. That much is obvious. We're asking something far more dangerous. Did ancient civilizations already understand electricity? And if so, why does history barely remember it? This is the mystery known as the Baghdad Battery. In 1936, archaeologists were excavating near Kujut Rabu, just outside modern-day Baghdad. This land is old, older than most nations, older than recorded borders. It had seen empires rise, dominate, fracture, and vanish. During the excavation, German archaeologist Wilhelm Kaig came across something unusual among the debris. A small clay vessel, about the size of a hand. It was sealed at the top with hardened asphalt. At first glance, it looked like just another storage jar. But when it was opened, the contents raised questions. Inside was a rolled copper cylinder. Suspended at its center was an iron rod. The iron did not touch the copper. The asphalt sealed and insulated the entire structure. This was not careless construction. It was deliberate. Koenig had seen enough artifacts to recognize when something didn't fit. Copper and iron were common, but assembling them like this, separated, insulated, contained, served no obvious decorative or ritual purpose, unless it had a function. Neg proposed something radical for his time. What if this wasn't a religious object? What if it was a galvanic cell? In simpler terms, a battery. At the time, the idea was dismissed by many as fantasy. But history has a habit of laughing first and reconsidering later. The artifact dates somewhere between 250 BC and 250 AD, likely from the Parthian or early Sasanian period. This matters because these were not isolated, primitive societies. They mastered metalworking, practiced early chemistry, built large-scale irrigation, maintained international trade routes. They experimented. They observed patterns. They didn't need modern science. They needed results. And when results worked, knowledge was preserved orally, practically, and selectively. Not everything was written down, especially not things considered specialized. Decades after Kane's proposal, scientists decided to test it. They recreated the object exactly as found. Same materials, same proportions, same insulation. Then they filled it with a weak acid. Vinegar, wine, fermented liquids common in the ancient world. The result? A measurable electrical current. Not symbolic, not theoretical. Actual electricity between 0.5 and 1.5 volts. Small, but real. Enough to cause chemical reactions. Enough to raise a far more unsettling question. Why would ancient people need this? Electricity by itself isn't impressive. Use is what matters. And in the same region, archaeologists found metal artifacts coated with extremely thin layers of gold and silver, too thin to hammer, too uniform to brush on, but perfectly consistent with electroplating, a process we officially invented in the 1800s. Yet the Baghdad Battery could perform it, slowly, quietly, without spectacle. This wasn't power for cities. It was power for precision. Of course, many historians remain skeptical. They point out no wires were discovered, no written records describe batteries, no diagrams exist. Some argue the jar was a scroll holder, a ritual object, a storage container. These arguments matter, but skepticism has limits. Random objects do not accidentally recreate electrochemical principles. Design implies understanding, even if incomplete. And understanding doesn't require theory, only observation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Knowledge does not need to be widespread to exist. It only needs to exist somewhere, among craftsmen, among priests, among specialists. If that group disappears, the knowledge vanishes with them. No explosion, no collapse, just silence. The Baghdad Battery may not be proof of ancient electrical infrastructure. It may be proof of how fragile knowledge really is. So why didn't electricity reshape the ancient world? Because discovery without systems goes nowhere. No insulation, no standardization, no mass production. Electricity would have been limited, experimental, used when needed, then forgotten. Progress doesn't fail because people are stupid. It fails because conditions aren't ready. Once you recognize the pattern, it becomes impossible to ignore. Roman concrete stronger than modern mixes, lost. Greek fir, lost. Mayan astronomical records, burned. Civilizations don't pass knowledge forward. They gamble with it, and sometimes they lose everything. The Baghdad Battery is not terrifying because it proves ancient electricity. It's terrifying because it proves how much can disappear. Every civilization believes it stands at the peak of history. Every civilization believes its knowledge is permanent, and every civilization is wrong. One day, our technology will be excavated too. Fragments, mysteries, objects without context, and future historians will argue over what we understood and what we lost, just like we are now. And electricity is only one piece of the puzzle. Some ancient civilizations didn't focus on power. They focused on time, on cycles, on cosmic repetition, on endings that aren't endings at all. In the next episode, we're exploring the Mayan calendar, not the doomsday myth, not the apocalypse headlines, but what the calendar was actually measuring and why modern astronomy quietly confirms parts of it. The Baghdad Battery challenges how we see ancient science. The Mayan calendar challenges how we understand time itself. And once you see the pattern, history stops looking primitive. It starts looking unfinished.